Hello and welcome to the A Traveling Knitter podcast channel. My name is Steph and I am speaking to you from not downtown Columbus anymore. Still Columbus though, but a little bit more north. This is the August episode. We're already into September, so that's why I'm a little but it has been a while, and it's because of how busy August was a big part of it being a move. So if you are new here, welcome to the channel. I post videos on yarn, knitting, crochet, mainly knitting though, a little bit of sewing, and then I also talk about books because I love both of those things. I have a lot of hobbies, but those are my two big ones. And in the month of August, I always try to cram so much into my day, and I did not get nearly any of the knitting done that I wanted to. I mean, I did get some done. I did go to a fiber festival up in Michigan and I learned a new skill. I have a finished object, but I don't have all the finished objects that I wanted to have. So let's just dive right in. The first and only finished object I have is the Wonky Rib Cowl from Malabrigo using Arroyo. And here she is. It looks gorgeous, right? This color is beautiful. I think the pattern looks great. It looks great on camera. It's such a fall cowl piece. And it is big enough to wrap around twice. There you go. But also, I don't think it looks that weird to just have it as a single. It's not like super long. So like it's gonna go, gosh. So my waist is here. Here's my hip. And it goes basically to where my underwear sits. If that's helpful. Probably not, because everyone probably wears their underwear differently. I wear my underwear really low. I don't know. It's below my belly button. It's like probably 4 inches below my belly button is how long this cowl is. I can't say that I absolutely loved knitting this. I got into a rhythm, but it wasn't my favorite thing to knit. I talked about in my previous podcast how I was measuring it and I kind of knew I was going to run out of yarn. So I definitely did some manipulation. I would I think for maybe 3 or 4 rounds, I would knit, not in a row, but I think total 3 or 4 rounds, I would knit very tight. And I also omitted the last round that's in pattern. 1 through 20. Yes. So the last round that's in pattern is a knit round. And then you do a purl round and then you bind off purlwise. So I omitted the last knit round, which I would absolutely have done if I had enough yarn, but that's what I decided to do to be able to make this cowl. So I haven't weighed this yet. I do need to weigh this just to see if it did take up 200 or if my skeins, I think my skeins, I was shortchanged in the skein, or this pattern is literally just not tech edited or tested enough. On Ravelry, quite a lot of people have knit this, not quite a lot, like a few people have knit this, and most everyone has run out of yarn. So I think it's the pattern. So as a friendly tip from me to you, the pattern is beautiful. There's nothing wrong with the pattern, but if you want to knit this with only 2 skeins, you're going to need to do some modification. So like I said, I removed the last knit round, which I don't love that, because essentially what it does, so you can kind of see you're doing these 2 pearls, 2 knits, 2 pearls, 2 knits, and then you don't get that separation of the 2 pearls. So you only have 1 knit row. So it doesn't, like, I don't love that, but I did it so that I could at least complete the pattern. Of course, your other option is to purchase 3 skeins and then make a hat. Like, how nice would that be? A cowl and then a matching hat. I don't know what I would do for the pattern. I'd probably just do ribbing, because you've already got ribbing in here, so I think ribbing would look fine in a hat. So that again is Wonky Rib by Malabrigo, which you do get this pattern if you purchase the yarn at your local yarn store. Just keep in mind with the amount of yarn you will need. I just had to get up and check. There's like a group of men unpacking their car of, I think, groceries, but they're like giggling. Yeah, they're so loudly giggling outside in the parking lot. It was just kind of like, what is happening out there? I thought it was kids, but no, it's like 5 grown-ass adults standing and like laughing so loudly. I don't know what's funny, but something's funny happening downstairs. Okay, so the next thing that I worked on, and basically that's it. It's literally these 2 things. I wanted this done. It is a test knit. The deadline was technically August 31st, but she did extend the deadline because I think everyone except for 1 person is not finished. And even now, I think there's only 2 people that are finished. So this is the Mila sweater. And I did not intend to go full Halloween with this sweater. But here it is. Doesn't this look really cool? So I have some concerns with this. I am concerned that I'm not gonna like the fit. You're using, so your color work, fingering, held double. So that is 4 strands of yarn. Like, this is so thick. It does not stretch at all. And I'm concerned with the sleeves. I am concerned about the sleeves. So I have this sleeve on a barber pole, and like, this was fine. I tried this on, it's fine. But once you pick up the stitches, there is no give in this. No give whatsoever. And I am a loose knitter. So I just don't know. Like, I've put my arm through and it's tight. It's tight. Like, I think if I had even 2 less stitches, it would be extreme sausage casing. Okay, so now it's gonna be a disaster to try and pull this out without flashing you because of the design of my dress. Hold on. So there are, it's an all over colorwork sweater. You've got different colors here, but then you only have 2 on the main body. And then what I ended up doing is, this is not my main body color. This is one of the colorways from the neckband. It's like this guy right here. This is one of the yarnaceous colorways. I think it might be the one that's called Clever Girl. So the reason why I did that is because, so, you know, if you're using fingering weight yarn, this is a very expensive sweater. I bought all indie dyed yarn, and so I had to buy one skein of each color, other than the main body wanted me to buy 3 skeins, and then the black I had to buy 2 skeins. So it's a lot of yarn, and I started weighing my yarn and kind of just managing it, and I realized that I can get away with not breaking into my third skein of the main colorway, which means I can save it for something else. Like I can save it for socks. I'll pull it up. So the main body is this Ex Libris by, it's Ex Libris, and the colorway is Withering Heights, and it is on their 75/25 nylon, superwash merino nylon, 463 yards. I did purchase this from 614, or no, I didn't. I purchased this from Yarn-It and Haberdashery, which is in downtown Columbus. And it's gorgeous. It's very pretty. All of these colors are basically picked up in the yoke, and the yoke is a variety of yarn dyers. There are 3 different yarn dyers: Yarnaceous, Ex Libris, and then the Backcountry Knitter, something like that. I will write down all of the colors in my project page once this goes live, so in case you're curious. They're actually sitting right here, the leftovers right now. So I love the design of the sweater, but I just have a really hard time with the gauge. Knitting color work, fingering, double-stranded, to get gauge, I was gonna have to knit on a size 2. Yeah, I needed to knit on a size 2, which I started, and it was awful. Like my thumb, I was piercing my thumb was bleeding. I couldn't just wear a band-aid. I had to actually wrap my thumb to be able to knit, because even though I'm a loose knitter, you know, holding fingering weight double on a size 2 needle just was not great. When I was pushing the yarn, I just kept piercing my thumb, and it was awful. So I tried switching to different needles, but they just weren't slick enough. Also, the size of this is kind of weird, because it's too many stitches for my medium size cable needle or cable, but then it's not enough for my largest. And so I was like having a magic loop, and then I realized I was at the widest I was gonna get, and I'm like, I can't magic loop a dang sweater. That is awful. So yeah, didn't love that aspect either. So really, it's, you know, it's like the tools that I have just weren't working, but I have 4 different interchangeable needle sets. Like I have 4 different ones. So you would think I would have had something. So it's just like the size. And that's nothing, you know, against the pattern or anything like that. It's just, I don't typically knit such a tight gauged sweater. And I have knit fingering weight sweaters, but even then, even a fingering weight sweater, I think I'm knitting still in like a size 3 or a 4. So yeah, I can't wait for the sweater. This is gonna be amazing in the fall. It's super warm, just like holding it up. I feel like it has, like, to me when I look at this, it gives me like Soldotna vibes, other than it is supposed to be almost a full length sleeve. It says you're supposed to do 5 repeats, so for me, yeah, that's basically going to be a full arm. And then of course do the ribbing, which I will do in the other color, so that I just efficiently, effectively use my yarn. I don't know if I have anything else to say. Clearly I'm still woefully behind on this thing, but I've been weighing my yarn, so I can give a lot of accurate notes on what I'm doing with my yarn. I also ended up doing a tubular bind off, even though it looks a little bit weird on a 2x2 rib to then do a tubular bind off, but I really like tubular bind offs on stuff. Also, this thing is heavy. This is a heavy sweater. Yeah. The only other work in progress I learned to drop spindle. And here's what I made. It doesn't look that great, but you know what? I did it. So I went to a yarn fiber festival in Michigan, in Allegan, Michigan. So it is northwest, so like Detroit, but then on the other side. And one of the things I wanted to do is take a class, and I did, and I learned to spin. So I forget what this style of drop spindle is, but here's the stick. Is this a dowel? And then here's this thing. It looks like a Viking hammer, Thor's hammer. And oh, and I bought a bowl, but I don't know where the bowl is. So there's like a little dish that you put it in and then you spin it. Doesn't it look really cool? I'll link the instructor. He said that he has a bunch of videos on his YouTube channel, so he can teach you how to spin. And he specializes in like historical tools, and so all of his tools are based on like actual spindles from the past history. Yeah, which again, I didn't know how to spin at all, so that was fun. New skill unlocked. And what that means is I do have some fiber, but now I have even more. I bought fiber at this festival. So I got this guy, which is Coopworth and Silk Noil, 8 ounces in the Fireflies colorway. And it is like a deep blue, which is normally not what I would gravitate towards. Blue is my least favorite color, but I loved what was happening here. So pretty. I will not be working that first because I need to get way better. And then I also bought this guy, of which I don't know how to use it because it's like in this shape. So I need to do some research on how to like use this. I know how to use the other one because it's like it's like a long piece, whereas this is like from the card. So not sure, but it's gorgeous. It's like neutrals with brown and then tiny bits of orange, so like my high school colors. Also not going to use this anytime soon because I don't want to ruin them. So there you go. New skill unlocked, new things to make. And with that, that's it. I know, I've been gone for over a month and we're 20 minutes is all I've got for you, and I even blabbed at the beginning. So what I thought I would do for the latter half of this very short episode is just talk through my fall goals when it comes to crafting. And I do say crafting because there are crochet and sewing included. But let's just talk about the fibery ones first. So one, I would like to, I've got a lot of things on the needle and I do want to finish them, but I've been itching to cast on new things. So one of the things I want to finish is a sweater that I started at the beginning of spring. It might have still been winter, but it is the Missoni Accomplished by Espostrico. And it is a free pattern. I don't know if this is helpful. It looks like this. And I am using Knit Picks Daydream, which is a limited edition DK yarn. And I've got two colorways, Rose Quartz and Pewter. Needle fell, which I knew that I needed the cable because I was trying to work on this other sweater. And this is how much I've gotten. So this is the neck. I'm pretty sure this is the neck. Yeah, this is the neck. It's just so much smaller than the Mula sweater. And I just started on the color work, but I think I'm gonna undo that. So I've only gotten one round in. I was testing out because I was like reading about other people's color work, and some people were saying that they didn't catch any floats, and then other people were saying that they caught every like second float. So I want to experiment with this on catching floats, because I do find that I do pucker a bit with especially really long floats. So I just wanted to try something different. So I might watch some videos. If you have suggestions on best ways to catch your floats, I would be very interested. I really like, I've got like a store-bought cardigan that has an interesting way that they caught the floats, and it's almost like they crocheted the floats together. So I'm interested with that, and really I don't want to catch my fingers on the floats, but I also don't want my sweater to pucker and be tight because I just don't leave a long enough tail. So I would love to have this sweater finished. I mean, this is on size 7, so it's not tiny, but it's also not ginormous. So it shouldn't take me that long to make. And I just know it would be a really lovely winter sweater. It's kind of, to me, it feels very much in the style of my 2 any day sweaters, and then it's big and oversized, but this one is longer. So the 2 any day sweaters I have are very cropped, and this one would just be longer, but it's very similar style, mainly because the yarn is blown yarn again. So there's a tube and the fibers are just blown through, but this is DK, whereas the other one is bulky, I think. Next, I have the yarn ready to go for this, and I bought this yarn last year, I think last year, and I had the intention of like casting it on last year as well, but I just never got to it. And that is the Gold Wing by Jennifer Steingass, and I am going to knit it out of my own hair. Out of McMullen Fiber Company and this is classic worsted, in the Mountain Green and the Desert Rose colorway. The Mountain Green will be the main color, and the Desert Rose will be the contrast color. And she has a sample of this, and it was gorgeous, and I just basically wanted the exact same thing. So That's that. And it's worsted. It's not going to take long at all. I just need to cast this guy on. I also have another DK weight thing that I need to make, and this is for a friend who had bought the yarn, and because I said I would make her a cowl, and this will probably be the next thing I cast on because I want to have this finished for her to use in the winter. So that's why it's on the fall list. This is not a Christmas gift. She bought this yarn. She needs to have this cowl. And the yarn is Luminous Brooklyn in the Dazzling DK, which is 100% superwash merino. And the colorway, it doesn't say on here, but I know it is on the back. Yes, this is the colorway Walnut. So it is it's like honestly, it's kind of a cool tone brown. And the pattern I'm gonna make is Homestead by Natalia Berezzinska. I would have my phone tell me, but that is what I'm recording on. So, okay. The information will be on the screen, but it is in the 52 Weeks of Shawls book by Lina, and it is this. So it is a shawl or a stole, and I am actually going to just connect them together, and it will be a cowl because she has requested a cowl. And I shared a couple examples of samples or things that we could make, and she picked this one. This does use 5 skeins, so yeah, it'll use quite a lot of yarn, and it is going to be so delightful. Like, I can just tell that this cowl is going to be fantastic. And then lastly, I want to make some dishcloths and like towels for my kitchen. I had purchased some Lily & Cream cotton in these 2 colors, rose tea or tea rose, and then this one is chamomile. Because it's supposed to be scented. I cannot tell. They literally smell the same. So I don't know what has gotten into me with the pinks, but this is like a off-white pink, and then this is like a dusty pink. It's coming off kind of peachy. You could say it's peachy. It's not as like neon. No, that's not true to color. That's darker than what it is. It is like literally going to storm. The clouds ahead of me are black. It's weird because there's right over here is like sky blue. Then you get like the white. And then over here is a denim blue, and then above it is a black blue. Like, you can see the different lines of clouds. Yesterday, I was driving somewhere, and it was like sprinkling by me, and it was sprinkling at my destination, and it was monsooning in between. It was so dramatic. Like, there were cars pulled off on the side of the road because it was so bad. I could not see, like, I could see about 3 car lengths ahead of me. It was not good. Which, when it's that bad, do not, like, if you're gonna drive 30 miles an hour, go all the way to the right. Because as long as you don't brake, you should be fine. You know? Like, it was okay, but there were moments where I was like, I cannot see you. I am going almost the speed limit, and it's a straight road. So there's not going to be any issues until there's a car going 15 or 20 miles an hour on the leftmost lane on a highway where visibility is not good and you don't have your lights on. Like, oh my gosh. There were no car accidents yet, but it was coming. I also grabbed this skein, which is the Desert Rising, and it honestly just has like the previous colors plus a brown. very pretty. So I want to make something for my kitchen with those. Dishcloth. Inga on Knitting Traditions, she made this like linen stitch towel, and I think she got the pattern from Pearl Soho. I might try that. Now Lily and Cream is thicker, like I don't know if it's considered worsted, and I think she used a Sport or a DK, so I'm not sure if it will work, but that could be an option. I also think it would use up a lot more yarn that I bought, but we'll see. Lastly, I have some sewing projects. It's September. I never finished my Halloween costume of last year. So that is one of the things I would like to finish. And then, so I'm a really big K-pop fan, pretty big K-pop fan. I happened to be working and I was thinking, oh, that's right, Blackpink's single drops. So I was working and I just put on their live stream and literally got to like watch, which was distracting because like they're not speaking in English. So, you know, trying to work while also read subtitles, not the greatest, but I did watch the Blackpink music video live, literally live. Like I watched the live stream of the music video, and I think I'm in the minority. I actually like the song, and a lot of the people that I see, the Americans, I guess, the English speaking people that are Blackpink fans, are kind of shitting on the song because it's like basically ripping off lyrics from other songs, and then the chorus is just very Blackpink-esque, and they're basically just saying it sounds like every other Blackpink song. But here's the thing, that's why I like Blackpink. I like Blackpink because they do not stray from their style of music. It's very like, it's typically upbeat. There's like beat drops, there's synth, there's big dance numbers that honestly they don't do like a lot of extreme choreography, so it's kind of easier to follow. I like that. I like that Blackpink songs are going to be very similar to that. So I liked it. I didn't love it. It's definitely not my favorite Blackpink song, but I don't hate it. I enjoy listening to it. I've listened to it. I listen to it a couple of times every day, just because. So what I'm getting at here is I got tickets to ITZY, which is my other favorite K-pop band group. And I got tickets to their Atlanta show in November. Blackpink announced their tour dates, and they are also in Atlanta the same week. So I'm going with my friends. We bought the plane tickets for it, and I got the tickets with the goal that we're gonna go see Blackpink in Atlanta as well. They haven't announced when you can buy tickets. I know it's gonna be a nightmare to buy tickets. It was bad the first time I bought Blackpink tickets. Actually, my friend and I think she took the day off, and then I took a half day to try and buy Blackpink tickets. That or I was just working from home, I can't remember, but I do know I was at home trying to buy Blackpink tickets. So all this to say, I have outfits that I'm gonna sew. So it started with the ITZY concert. I guess if I want to be like cool and hip, it would be like my bias. So my bias is Rujin. It always sounds like I'm saying it correct in my head, but then when I say it out loud, I'm like, ugh, I don't think that's how you say her name. She's my favorite, and one of my favorite outfits that she has ever worn in a music video is in Not Shy, and it's her intro outfit, She's got these giant poofy white sleeves off the shoulder, leotard with these like super sparkly black booty shorts basically. She's got a cowboy hat with diamonds dangling. I could toss the cowboy hat, but I might make that just for the aesthetic of it. But that outfit is a Muggler. I think that's how you pronounce that brand. And it is a $600 bodysuit. I don't know if you can buy it. $600 seems ludicrous for me to spend on an outfit like this, where it's not like I could wear this every day. Like, this is a statement outfit that would even look weird if I wore it twice. So I'm gonna just make it. I'm gonna sew it. I'll have a picture up here so you can see what I'm talking about. So that is one of the outfits, and I figured, well, I might as well make a black pink outfit. But the problem is I can't really think of a black pink outfit that is iconic to me. Like, my favorite Blackpink outfits are their Coachella outfits. But what makes them so cool is like all the diamonds and stuff on it. And even if I did Swarovski, that would be so expensive. So I don't know. I haven't picked what Blackpink outfit I would like to sew or make or be my inspiration for that show. So those are the 3 things that are on my sewing list. The concerts is the first week of November, and then obviously Halloween is the week before that. So basically I need to have all of them done at the same time. So there you go. And with that is the August podcast. Thank you so much for sitting down and listening, watching, enjoying, not enjoying, I don't know. I hope you got some knitting done, eating, drinking, whatever the heck you were doing. Or if you're cleaning while listening to me in the background, it works great. I do the same thing. If you have any questions about anything I talked about, be sure to ask me down below. If you have an idea of what Blackpink outfit I should go for, let me know. I will be upfront. My sewing skills, not that great. So these costumes are not going to be elaborate. I do have an idea for how I'm going to make the Not Shy Rujin outfit. I need to also think about shoes because, I have no qualms about wearing high heels for multiple hours. Like, I am a trooper. If I'm gonna wear heels, I'm gonna wear them all night. I do not take them off. Also, like, I would not walk around the subway without my shoes on. No, not for me. So I could wear heels. I might just wear boots. I love combat boots, and I find combat boots super comfortable. I really hope combat boots come back in style, because literally, like, Madden is the only brand, Steve Madden or Madden Girl, the only brand that I can ever get combat boots in. And you used to be able to pick a bunch of different styles. Now it's literally like they only come out with one. So, and the one I have right now, they are really cute. They're from Guess, and they're shorter combat boots. So I could always wear those, but it's nice, a good excuse to buy new shoes. Anyway, now that I've made this video over 40 minutes long, I'm gonna peace out now. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please give it a thumbs up. If you are new and you aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Unless you don't want to, then obviously don't subscribe. That's totally cool too. I am super excited to be in my new apartment. I'm excited to have a craft room. What you don't see is the mess that is around me. I had to shut the door because that goes to the kitchen, and the kitchen is a mess. Everywhere is a mess. Everywhere is a mess. Other than that bathroom, because nothing's in that bathroom. Okay. Thanks so much, guys, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.